All right, so just how much is your college major worth? According to the New York Fed, a major in subjects like theology, sociology really aren't going to get you that far. Joining me now, Kingsview Wealth Management CIO Scott Martin. Scott, I know you've got some kids, and what are you telling them, about this great debate? Now, on one hand, they may be, checking things out online and saying that it doesn't really matter because ultimately they're not going to have to pay for it. Either daddy would pay for it or the taxpayer would pay for it. So it may be a moot point what you take. Although some of these gigs, I mean, you don't make any money with some of these things. You may be the smartest person in the room, but you also be the brokest.
It's a shame, isn't it, man? Some of the great majors that you mentioned, like theology, social services, man, are not probably paid what they should be. When you talk about daddy paying for it, Charles, my son Reed thinks daddy is Joe Biden now because Joe Biden's going to take care of him, I guess. But what I've also told the kids, my kids, some of my kids, is like, why don't you guys major in hard work? Why don't you major in drive? Why don't you major in dedicating yourself to your employment? Because, Charles, as a business owner myself, we have a pretty nice-sized investment advisory firm. It's been difficult to find folks, young kids especially, that want to work hard, that want to show up every day, that want to put in the 8, 9, 10 hours a day that, Charles, you and I, frankly, I know we did put these in when I got out of college. I majored in economics, which is a great thing, and French, by the way. Bien sûr, yes, that's true. But it's also something, too, where I think you want to major in something that's going to make you happy, but also make you want to work and do the work, and that's important, and you will be rewarded for that.
No, I think the problem is work is a four-letter word, and I think maybe we have to start describing these things differently, right? Because the dignity of work, to me, was something that stood out no matter what people did. I don't care if they were paving sidewalks, if they were school cafeteria, whatever it was, there was a certain amount of pride that's been yanked out of this thing. As far as work ethic, I always used to tell my son, I said, my man, your vocabulary is a million times better than mine, but your work ethic can never touch mine. Hey, let me ask you real quick about something that may be going down real soon. So I'm reading this headline about Girl Scout cookies. They've got this new flavor out, some kind of raspberry cookie. Apparently they're $5 retail. They've sold them out, wink, wink, and they're going online for $80, $100 a pop. And I'm thinking, if Joe Biden went after Ma Pa gas station owners, he might go after the Girl Scouts next.
He may, and that would be terrible. I'll tell you what, but it'd be a nice distraction from what other things he's going after these days, I guess, like, those spy balloons and whatnot, and those little weather balloons that are going up from just little spy groups, I guess. So, look, the reality is this. Isn't it weird how capitalism works? I mean, Bernie Sanders, certainly probably has a beef with this, too, but the cookies are the cookies. I mean, let's face it, the cookies are good. I've heard about that raspberry cookie, Charles. I don't know if it's worth every penny of the $90 or $80, but I'll tell you what is, my friend, Thin Mints, which I've been known to eat boxes of in a single setting.
I bet you can eat $27 worth in a single setting.
28 with tax. You're right, buddy. You've seen that, heard it, and I will do it again on air if tempted.
I couldn't resist, Scott. Have a great weekend, my friend. All right, folks, we'll be right back.